Tiffany, set to report its full-year earnings results before the bell. The company recently slashed its profit forecast to a range of $3.20 to $3.40 a share from a higher range of about $3.70 a share. They cited disappointing Christmas sales. Overall, Tiffany, known for its engagement rings and blue boxes, has scaled back its profit expectations 4 times this fiscal year. We're joined now by Stacey Widlitz, president of SW Retail Advisors and a CNBC contributor. Stacey, it's nice just to not talk Cyprus for a second.
And there's no Tiffany in Cyprus. There's good news.
So they're probably not going to be targeting a store opening there this
Exactly,
year.
Not anytime soon.
What about Tiffany's performance generally? Because this morning, I don't know if you saw this, but Mulberry just came out in Britain with a profit warning. Shares down 20%. It talked about weakness in the London market. Any read-through for luxury generally there?
Yeah, I mean, luxury's been very mixed. So we've seen a deceleration in China. You know, we saw the Swiss watch export numbers yesterday that were disappointing. China retail sales were disappointing. And it's surprising that Mulberry is having that hit here because a lot of the Asian tourism is still coming into Europe and spending. So, you know, I think Mulberry is an outlier. You've heard from Prada, from Ferragamo, from Hermes yesterday, which was outstanding.
Right,
so very mixed.
So it's almost about winners and losers, and I guess to that point, where does Tiffany fall?
Yeah, so Tiffany has warned the last 4 quarters. So when is this going to stop? When are they finally going to give guidance that's manageable here? So today, certainly, we already know the holiday numbers. The comps were flat. On a 2-year basis, that was a 4% growth versus a 17 2-year percent growth last quarter, so
wow.
That's a huge deceleration here. So the outlook certainly I think will be very conservative.
What's priced into shares at this point?
Well, the company, when they gave the holiday update, told us that they're looking for about a 6 to 9% earnings growth for 2013. So at that time, they thought it was a good idea, just sort of cut the bar, set it low. But again, they've warned 4 times in a row. So it just seems that it's never low enough here.
What's happening here? What is Tiffany doing wrong? You know, is it a company-specific execution problem or is it tough market?
Well, I think it's both. It's first of all that they've just mismanaged guidance over, you know, several years really. And I think second, there is a lot of competitive threats in the market. If you look at certainly David Yurman, you look at Swarovski, what they're doing at a lower price point. But I think also it's that aspirational consumer that used to spend on that silver category that's been extraordinarily weak over the past several quarters.
Finally, China, Asian demand was supposed to be the savior here for retail generally. Is that just the story losing its luster?
Well, I think it is losing its luster because you're certainly seeing the numbers, whether it's the watch numbers, China retail sales come in. So there are certain winners like Hermes, and then there are others that really it's just not enough here to save the rest of the world.
What about consumers in other emerging markets? Because if we are seeing a shift and there's strength, you know, Australia is not an emerging market, but are there other pockets where there might be a consumer in a better position?
Well, I think, you know, the bulk of the sales here are in North America and then China and then about 11% in Europe. So we also want to see how the European market's doing. The comps there also decelerated. And again, you know, if you're getting that influx of Asian tourism where the product is so much cheaper here, that should help. But that's really the bulk of the sales here is Europe, North America, and the Chinese market.
It's a great point. So we'll keep an eye out, see how those shares react and what they make of the news out of Tiffany today. Maybe they'll release the earnings in a little blue box. What do you think?
Maybe it might help.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, might try anything. Stacey Widlitz, president of SW Retail Advisors. Thank you very much for coming by.
Thanks, Kelly.